At the core of any lasting peace deal between Ukraine and Russia will be a credible security guarantee, something strong enough to deter Moscow from launching another invasion. Until now, Washington has avoided making any firm commitments, leaving much of the pressure on European allies like Britain and France, who have formed what they call a coalition of the willing. But after talks at the White House on Monday, President Donald Trump signaled a potential shift, saying the United States could support European-led guarantees in coordination with Washington. So what exactly might a U.S. security guarantee look like? Analysts say there are four main options. Boots on the ground, unlikely. The first and most dramatic possibility would be U.S. troops on the ground in Ukraine as peacekeepers, but for now that appears highly unlikely. President Trump has repeatedly framed this war as Europe's problem, and deploying American soldiers to a conflict he openly questions would require a major political reversal. Air and sea patrols, possible but risky. Another option, air and sea patrols. The U.S. already flies surveillance missions to monitor Russian activity, but there's a big difference between reconnaissance and engaging in an armed confrontation with Russia, a nuclear power. Patrols are possible, but any direct clashes would carry enormous risks. Intelligence sharing, very likely. A third, more realistic form of support is intelligence. U.S. satellite and aerial data have already played a critical role in Ukraine's defenses throughout the war. In a post-war arrangement, intelligence cooperation is one area where the U.S. would almost certainly continue to assist, even without deploying forces. Logistics and support, highly likely. Finally, logistics. Any European-led reassurance force, especially one led by the UK or France, will need massive logistical support. This is a non-lethal area where Washington can easily contribute, transport aircraft, supply coordination, communication systems, and more. While full U.S. military deployment in Ukraine remains unlikely, Washington could still play a key role behind the scenes through intelligence, logistics, and coordinated deterrence. Whether that will be enough to satisfy Kyiv and deter Moscow remains the central question as peace negotiations continue.
killed, and we want to stop that. So I would not say it's the end of the road. No, I think we have a good chance of doing it.
Leaders and what they need to see to support an end to the war.
Well, we're going to be meeting with, I know the president, I know myself, and I believe Vladimir Putin wants to see it ended. You'll come out good. Maybe President Putin will come out good.
Are you open to holding an election in your country?